shown on the camera, with the last back day of this Turkesterone trial. Let's turn this a little bit. So we got that and me over here. Turkesterone. It's on that bench behind me. Been doing 3 a day. About to test out and see. Whoa. My last day. I'll log all this and start going through it and making the final review, close to final review, because I got to do one more round of all these 7 sessions of legs, push, pull, and then compare my progress after I come off of this to how it was on it, and see if there's any noticeable differences. So let's see. Happy Saturday to y'all.
Happy Saturday.
I'm gonna get started. Isn't it Saturday?
I know, but why would you say happy Saturday?
Because people like the weekend, Izzy. Because they don't have to go to work. Most people who work Monday through Friday. So we're starting out with these dumbbell rows on the seal bench. Little warm-up action.
Aren't those too light for you?
It's called warming up.
I'm just thirsty.
I want to keep drinking water.
You want to try?
What?
This. Start with the 15 pounds. I'll hand them to you. Your arms hang all the way down. I turn a little bit like this, not straight, but kind of at an angle, and pull your elbows back up towards your hips as high as you can go. It'll look like back this way. You fell off that before on the computer over.
How many?
I did 15 to warm up. The seat stinks. Feels like it's about to break. But if anyone's got any questions about training and anything else, post them in the comments. And we can talk about stuff between sets. Is that easy?
Okay.
Tay, what are you doing, baby? Please don't hurt yourself. Are you wearing a pull-up?
No.
Do you have pants on?
Yeah.
You have shorts on?
No.
You can't be out here without shorts on. You can't just be in your underwear. No. You need to go inside and get some shorts first.
Charlie.
Those are the 2 warm-up sets, 25 pounds and 50 pounds. Then we're gonna go up to 82 and a half.
I put pants on, Daddy.
Okay, thank you.
Pants.
Good.
Izzy, watch. Izzy, watch. is on that.
What's on it?
Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh, Dawn soap. I thought she said dumb soap. Like calling someone dumb. So you might want, no, you're not getting on that, honey. You can just lift them. So you might wonder, how am I doing 82.5 pounds?
Wow, Taylor.
These are each 2.5. And I can hook them onto my dumbbells like this. So I can go up in smaller increments.
You can also stand there.
I was gonna do that. Yes.
Well, don't hit the mirror.
I do live streams with my family when they're out here with me. And these as well. Versa grips, really good for back work. You can focus less on gripping heavy stuff and just using your back to lift it and taking your biceps out of it a lot. So these have been really good. I think I've been using them over a year now. And these are the Extreme. This rubber is really nice. I mean, you just get it on there and hold it, and like, you're not having to squeeze or anything. You just have your fingers around this and then really just driving your elbows back. You can really feel your lats engage without straining the biceps a ton. One thing that's kind of hard to use them on, if you're using like a pull-up bar, like a assisted pull-up machine at a gym, and it's the kind where it's got like the rubber grips on it. It can be kind of hard to get these on there because you usually put them on and then twist a little bit, but this rubber against the rubber doesn't turn very well. But any kind of metal handles, most gym handles you grab on machines, works really well. So I just keep track of my lifts here on my notes app. And I hit PRs on my leg day and on my, what's it called? Leg day and chest day. I swam yesterday. But a PR on this would be hard. 14 reps. I got 13 last time, and that was a PR. So, we'll just see how it goes. My shoulder's a little sore. But this Seal Row bench, I have it linked in the description too. I've been using it for since January now, I think, something like that. But it really takes the cheating out of back work. You can't really swing a whole lot because you're going directly against gravity. It's got holders for barbell, which I was doing for most of my trial, but I switched to dumbbells just because my biceps were starting to hurt, and changing the angle to a more neutral grip helped make that get better. So we'll see if that helps today. And I changed to just doing some lighter, higher rep standing bicep curls with the dumbbells instead of the seated incline ones over the last few sessions. That's been helping as well. So here we go. Don't feel like you have to stick with a certain exercise. Let's try it. I have to watch the playback real quick, see how that last rep looked. When I was using a barbell, I would go all the way till the bar hit the bottom of this machine, so it's easy to tell full range of motion. Now I just have to kind of check the playback and see if my arms got to at least parallel. So let's see. 13. Huh, yeah, looks like it. My elbows got above the level of my back, so sweet. 3 PRs in a row, that's 14 reps. I'll write that in the comments too. PR at 82.5 by 14. Oops. And if anyone's watching on Rumble, I'm switching back and forth every so often and checking the comments there. If y'all have any questions or anything, post them there. And if I see anything, I'll answer your questions as well, but I'm mostly looking at the YouTube chat. So I got 3 more sets of this. Then 4 sets of this, working sets, 4 working sets of pull-ups, and then my superset of curls, and my rear delt flies on that machine. Both of these are GMWD Fitness. They sent me this one, or no, I bought this and then they sent me that one to test out. But my weight this morning at the end of this trial was 185.5, my average weight. This morning was like 185.8. But over this whole 7 sessions, which has been about a month or a little over, of legs, push, pull, my average weight didn't go up since my last round of doing it with only 2 turkesterone per day. So I'm interested to see what the pictures are gonna look like. I'm gonna take tomorrow morning the update pictures. Because my appetite didn't go up as much, my strength has still been doing well, so I don't know if maybe I lost a little bit of fat and kept putting on a little bit of muscle or what. Well, seeing the pictures will help with that. That's why like tracking all these different metrics is important for stuff like this, because you see the strength progress, okay? But if you just see your weight go up, you could be getting fat, and like just getting bigger overall, it does help with going up on your lifts. That's why you see a lot of power lifters are really large, not muscular looking, because they have a lot of fat on top. But then the pictures help too, because you can see, okay, since I started this, my average weight's gone up 3 pounds, but I look the same as far as leanness, so that would indicate that it's muscle. If you've gotten stronger, your weight's gone up, but the pictures show that you look the same, well, there you go. All right, let's get the next set. And I don't normally track everything to this extent. This is just because I'm doing this experiment with turkesterone. I still typically weigh myself every morning just to get an idea of where I am and see if my weight's going up over time slowly or staying the same or what. Strength drops off after that first one. So next set, drop the weight a little bit, just do 80 pounds. Since the reps are dropping off, I want to stay within around that same 10 to 15 rep range. 10 to 15 reps. But I'm not going to be able to keep hitting that same number. So I just start slowly dropping the weight after my first couple sets and do as many as I can. But I don't go down more than 10% from my starting weight. So, you know, 80 to, or 82 and a half, that's only 2.5 pounds dropping down to 80. Which is like 5%-ish, something like that. See, 80, 10% would be 8, then 4, so less than 5%. More like 3.5, 4. So I'm gonna do one set with the 80s, and then I'm gonna drop down to 75s, which 75, you know, it's 7.5 pounds less when I start, so it's about 9% total drop in the weight. But I do, I shoot for the 10 to 12 reps per body part, or sorry, 10 to 20 working sets per body part per week. So for back, that's, I'm doing 8 working sets, so twice a week, that's 16, so I'm right in the middle of that range. For training back, vertical pulling helps with the width of your lats, and then this horizontal pulling, so it helps with the thickness of the lats. So I do 4 working sets horizontal, and I'll do 4 vertical, and that's my 8 sets for that workout. And then biceps, you're gonna see I only do like 3 working sets, but that's you know, so that's only 6 per week of actual curls. But when I'm counting biceps, I'm counting these exercises too at 50%. So I'm doing 4 working sets for back. 2 of those count for biceps. So each one is like half a set for biceps because you're still using them. So that's 2 here, another 2 there, which makes 4 plus the 3 I do, makes 7 total working sets on the biceps. And you know, that puts me up to 14. So it's kind of how I look at it with the secondary muscles, same with shoulders, triceps, because you're hitting them, triceps and shoulders when you're doing bench pressing, when you're doing dips. And so then I just do some lateral raises, and yeah, it works out pretty good. I feel like I got a hair that's really annoying. Yep. It's a problem with these type of dry fit shirts. Get hairs stuck all in them. All right. Get another drink here. I'm using HTLT Sups pre-workout and creatine. I got back there for some product placement, but I've got a link for that in the description. If you want to get some, I think it's 15% off. Anything there, use the code I got there. I'm only gonna promote stuff that I actually use and believe in, because there's a lot of stuff on the website that I don't. Like creatine, pre-workouts, and testing out the Turkesterone now, which right now I'm thinking I'm probably not gonna suggest it, because results haven't really been much different from what I would expect. But we'll see once I finish my next round of coming off of it. If my performance increases stay the same, that's a good indication that it's not really doing much and it's not worth your money. All right, 80 pounds. Lightweight, baby. Not having an easy rack for these kind of stinks. Put this down because my legs are getting this thing sweaty. It's kind of gross. So I'm gonna put 2 of these on each for 75. Because my dumbbells go 5 through 50, but after that I just have 10-pound increments, 67, 89, 100. So with these, you can still go up to 5-pound increments, or 2.5.
Get out of there.
Is he in the house?
What?
Is he in? He's about to run in the house.
I brought him out back.
What, is he Rufio? All right. One more set with the 75s. So far working reps, that's 10, 20, 30, 7 reps. So if I get at least 10 reps here, I mean, what am I thinking, 13, that'll be 50 horizontal row reps. When you're trying to figure out what rep scheme you want, I typically suggest between 10 and 15 for most stuff. Heavier compounds, I shoot for like 10 to 12. And then lighter weight things, accessory movements, you know, like curls, triceps, shoulders, calves, up to 15, even 15 to 20 rep range sometimes. Like you'll see my first set of pull-ups, I'm gonna do a set of 20 because it's kind of like a combined working set and warm-up set, because you can build the same amount of muscle close to it, anywhere from 50 to 30 reps if you're going close to failure. So my first set, I don't want to go heavy on my pull-ups, so I don't really feel like doing a warm-up either, and then doing 4 sets, because I'm already mostly warm, it's just a different angle, so I do a higher rep set first with less weight and get close to failure towards the end of the set. And that's how I kind of combine a warm-up set with a working set. Because if you can do 20 reps to failure, especially 30, the first 10 aren't going to be very hard. All right. Got some text message action here. Okay, one more set. It's a lot harder doing these, to me, and trying to keep pushing yourself, because if you're doing something like barbell rows, or even if you're doing one-armed rows on a bench, it's easy to start cheat it up a little bit like that as it's getting tough, or with the barbell row, kind of go like this. But when you're laying on this with 2 weights hanging from you, you can't do anything but pull. I mean, you can arch your back some to try to help, but that's not really helping you lift the weight. You're just getting your body up. So, last set of rows. And then we get to do pull-ups. I'm looking forward to going back to lat pull-downs. I mean, the pull-ups are cool. I've gained a lot of strength in them. But it is nice sitting and doing a lat pull-down. something to be aware about this if you do get one, is the pad is kind of wide. I'd like it to be maybe like 1 inch to 2 inches narrower, because it really pushes on my shoulder here, versus if it was a little further in, I could get more of a reach without being uncomfortable. I guess I'm used to it now, but when I first started using this, I kept having bruise lines on my chest because of that. So I would prefer that be a little more narrow. I've actually thought about unbolting it, cutting the sides myself, and then rewrapping it, but it's nothing that hurts. It's not that bad. I'm still getting a good workout from it. But as far as critiques on how the machine could be better, what I really want to get though eventually is like a seated row. That's my favorite type of horizontal rows to do. The plate loaded type of seated rows where you just sit there, chest supported, pull into yourself. Really easy to do drop sets. Really easy on your lower back and easy to set up. Good lat engagement. All right. Finished with phase 1 of the workout. So now, let's move over here to the barbell. Barbell, what am I saying? To the chin-up bar. Get my bench out of the way. And I use these. These have been a pretty good investment. I forget how much they were, but I found them on Amazon. It's these hook grips. So you hook them onto any bar. I mean, doing rows, whatever. It's nice because I can hook my hands into it and then just grab on and go instead of trying to wrap my hands up on the bar and wasting energy. With this pin here, you can pull it and change these to, there's a lot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 14, 15 different angles. So I have a little bit of a 45-degree angle. So I'm pulling like this versus like that or like that. So that's a little bit more comfortable on my biceps since they've been hurting. Because I was just doing pull-ups straight on the bar and it was getting slightly painful. So now we have mitigated that issue with some equipment. Again, if anyone's joining in, let me know where you're watching from. And if you've already lifted today, what did you do? Did you hit any PRs? Because that's always fun when you go to the gym and hit PRs. Like I finally got a PR on my bench on my last session of this a couple days ago. It was getting frustrating because I was stuck on the same weight over and over and over again for a month for the exact same reps. And finally, I actually wasn't sure if I was getting sick. I didn't feel great. And I was like, I'm just gonna start working out. If I start feeling bad, I'll just quit. And I actually felt great. I didn't get great sleep because our son woke up in the middle of the night. So it's like bad sleep, not feeling great, and that's the day that I finally break through a plateau versus getting good sleep, plenty of food, ready to go. You never know. That's why I always say, just go to the gym even if you're not feeling great. I mean, not if you're like sick and need to obviously sleep, but just go and do something light, just a little bit. You might find out, I'm actually feeling fine. I'm gonna go a little more. Before you know it, you've had one of your best workouts with lots of PRs. All right, starting out with 20 reps here. 20. It's funny, like I could probably get like 25 now. But I don't want to like go to complete failure on that because I'm about to do it with 45 pounds hooked to me, so I don't want to wear myself out before I get to my hardest set. I'll change the camera down a little bit here. Grab a 25 pounder, a couple tens. So I do my first set, 45 pounds, or I guess my second set, but my first weighted set, 45, and my next set, 35, and the last set, do a drop set with 25 and drop the weight and keep going. And I used to really like this weight belt. You would just use this, lock it in right here, but the piece fell out. And of all the places to fall out, it was when I was out of town. I guess walking back to my car or something. And it's gone. I liked it because it's padded and you can make it really tight around your waist, then loop the other strap with the weight. Now I just have to let the weight of it hold, and it feels like it's going to slide off me sometimes. And it isn't quite as secure, but it still works. It's Iron Fitness. Hey Jay, thanks, appreciate it. Just getting this last workout done. Doing update pictures tomorrow. See how this Turkesterone worked out. I'm not even really sure if the whole claim of it making you look leaner and whatnot, I don't know, because my veins are all sticking out more than they were before, but it's also really hot out now, which plays a big role in how much your veins stand out. Because when I get up in the morning and it's cold in my bedroom, you can hardly see my veins. And then as soon as I come out here and get a few sets in, they're massive, to the point where people are like, oh, you must be on steroids, look at your veins. And I'm like, no, it just happens when you're lean. I was arguing with a guy the other day, back and forth under one of my videos. He was saying that his reasoning for Hussein Farhat being not natural is, or not even possible that he's not natural, is because his veins are big and they stand out. He said that kind of vascularity isn't possible without steroids. And I was like, well, I guess I'm on steroids then too, because my veins are the same. And my 12-year-old daughter, for that matter, because hers look just like mine. She's really lean, she does gymnastics, and it stands out. Especially when you build more muscle too, because then that's pushing the veins to the surface even more. And then the heat goes along with that. I remember, I forget the guy's name, but Greg sponsored him for a minute, and then he fell off the map. But he was the guy making TikTok videos like, you want these, then do these. You want these, do these. And I remember watching a video where he's moved to Thailand and he's like in his kitchen crying because there's just so much pressure, like to be lean, and it's so hard. And I moved here from Canada because it's cold there and you couldn't see my veins in my videos. I'm like, dude, you got some serious problems if that's all you're worried about. And like, what does that tell you when all these fitness influencers like him, influencers, and Alex Eubank are all like, I want this Greek god aesthetic look, you know, look at this, lean and vascular and blah, 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 and have shredded abs. And then they start all hopping on drugs because they're like, it's too hard to maintain, I don't feel good, there's so much pressure. It's like, dude, shut up with the pressure. Like, go join the military and go into a combat zone. Get shot at and see what pressure is. Whining about having to stay lean so you can keep making millions of dollars. It irritates me if you can't tell. All right, 45-pound pull-ups, as many as I can. I think that was a PR. I made a little mistake though. If you could hear the weights going dunk, 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 I forgot I usually wrap this around twice so the weights hang higher. So they're sitting there hitting the ground, hit the bottom of each set. It didn't used to be a problem because if I'm hanging from the bar, I'm like that much higher up. Oh man, it's getting dark. What we got? Thanks. Don't look roided out. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing though, because that's one of the best compliments you get. You guys think you're on steroids. The thing is, a lot of people will think that you are on something just from getting lean. Because it's so out of the ordinary to see guys that are lean nowadays, because most people are obese and many are morbidly obese. So the standard is really low for looking fit. It doesn't take much. If you just get lean, most guys have some muscle unless you literally sit around and do nothing. And if you get lean, it's gonna stand out. Then you build 10 to 20 pounds of muscle on top of that, you're gonna look way different from most people. And once you get there, it's not that hard to maintain if you're not trying to be like ridiculously lean. Like for me, I just posted a video last week, but I typically eat the same foods for breakfast, lunch, and snacks every day. Like a variety of 5 different things. And then at dinner, I just have whatever, like something my wife cooks, or if we go out to eat or go eat at a friend's house or something like that. But it's like I have a yogurt parfait bowl that I make with granola, Greek yogurt, fruit. And it's usually around like 500 to 550 calories, 40 grams of or 45 grams of protein. I'll have these bowls of cottage cheese and applesauce, and it's like 230 calories, 26 grams of protein. I'll have whole eggs and some fat-free cheese, and that's like 400 calories and another 40 plus grams of protein. Those are what, like 3-4 of my main things that I have most days. Some days I'll have some cereals. I use a lower calorie, higher protein milk, the Fairlife. That makes a big difference on your protein intake. And I don't normally count calories all the time. I'm doing it right now as I'm tracking this Turkesterone progress, but once I go back, I just keep a mental note in my head of how much protein I've been eating to make sure I get close to that goal. But I don't sit there and track everything. And I know, like, typically if I'm gonna have pizza, I might have 4 pieces or something, which is 1,000 to 1,300 calories depending on the kind you get. But I have all those lower calorie options that give me most of the protein I need, and then that pizza is still like 50 to 60 grams of protein for 4 pieces. So it's like I'm still within the calories to keep me lean, eating what I want, and it's not that big a deal. But a lot of people get in this mindset of like, I can only eat these foods, and if they do eat something that's off plan, they binge on it and go crazy. No fitness modeling aside from just my own videos, I guess, and like making ads for companies in my videos, but no. A fitness model for my wife, how about that? But yeah, I mean, losing weight can be hard, because getting to a lean body fat, because especially if you've never been that way. But once you do, you're eating more food to maintain it. It's not like you're constantly in a calorie deficit, because then you'll be losing weight forever. And then you'll eventually die, which is not what you want. Now, this will hold better, because it's up higher. All right, so third set of pull-ups here. Now we're at 35 pounds, shooting for like 13 to 14 reps. The same thing, I could do heavier pull-ups, but that's gonna put more strain on my bicep that's already hurting, so I do lighter weight ones. I can do more reps. You get more burn in the lats because the sets take them longer. And it usually works out better. All right, 35 pounds. 11. Cat, you're making me nervous. Saw a cat running towards me. I was like, man, don't go under me. Its weight falls on you. You're gonna be a dead cat. You probably would. That cat is tiny right now. One of these 55-pound weights would flatten it. Didn't feel too tough till I got to like rep 8. That's all good. One more set. 25 for 14, then dropped the weight and I got another 9, so that's a lot of reps. The funny thing too, as far as people looking a certain way, is most of the pictures you see, like the Hussein Farhat guy or Alex Eubank or any of them, these guys are getting pumped up on an empty stomach, getting good lighting. You take a ton of pictures in different settings and you have lots of stuff to post for weeks. People think you look like that all the time because you look like that in all these different settings, but it's like, the way I look when I wake up in the morning versus right now, like my arms are pumped up, my back is, or when I do a chest workout, my chest is significantly bigger when I'm working out. Like Hussein Farhat, that dude's got a big chest, but for him when it's pumped up, it's massive, especially compared to mine. So it's like, when your muscles get full of blood, you're gonna look a lot bigger. And like this, the lighting coming in from the side makes a big difference. And veins sticking out, all that. Like, I can take a picture when I first get up in the morning, it's gonna look a lot different from when I work out. Yeah, that's I hear you on the how much different you look in the morning from night. I mean, you literally, when you get up in the morning, you've been fasting for like anywhere from 8 to 12 or even more hours, so your stomach's gonna be really fat. And you see guys posing with their abs shredded and all this stuff. When they relax, their stomach's gonna stick out like everyone else. Like, that's just what your stomach does. There's just not a lot of fat over it, so when you suck it in and flex, it looks big, just like my arms. You know, they look fine, plenty big, but they're just kind of there. But then when you actually flex them, then it looks a lot bigger. Same with your tricep. It's like, oh, all of a sudden, oh, there it is. So your abs are just like any other muscle. They don't just like stand out unless you flex them properly. And that's why, like, see people always thinking they need to get leaner and leaner so their abs are just crazy looking going to the beach. But it's like, unless you're walking around flexing constantly and like look really awkward, someone's gonna get a picture somewhere where you're leaning over or chilling and your stomach's not gonna look the same. Especially when you get hydrated. You don't wanna be dehydrated at the beach. It's not healthy. But as far as progress pictures, I've got stuff on Instagram on my profile showing my progress. I've got videos, like my Turkesterone videos showing before and after of all these, so you can see progress pictures there. And it helps out the channel when you watch the videos and like and comment and all that stuff. But my first 3 years is the biggest difference. Now it's just like slow, incremental, maybe 2 to 3 pound differences from year to year, which is cool because I'm still making slow progress. And I like working out, so I know if I push hard, I'll still see progress. Like 2 years ago at 185, I was noticeably thicker at the weight I am right now. But now, I'm a lot leaner than I was at 185 a couple years ago. So maybe in another 2 years, I'll be around 190 at the same level of leanness, you know? Slowly over the next 5 to 12 years, or 5 to 10 years, creep up towards 200. Who knows? Or maybe I'm almost capped out. I don't know. We'll find find out. There's no way of really knowing unless you keep working out and you don't see any progress for like 2 years after you've optimized everything as far as like making sure you're training consistently, tracking stuff, eating enough food, eating enough protein, getting enough sleep. And the sleep one's the big one. All right. See if I can bust out 14 reps. This is the last set of pull-ups. Those were kind of fast, but whatever. I'm looking in the mirror. Since I don't have the bar, you know, like you do a chin up, you're looking at a bar to get your chin over it, or at least your eyes. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm basically trying to get my eyes or jaw level with the handles. Fifteen and 10. Wow, that was tough. Something to think about when choosing exercises. Oh man. If you are on a bulk, you're probably gonna, especially if you're bulking fast, doing like 10 to 20 pounds, your reps on stuff like pull-ups or dips might stall or even start going backwards because you are gaining weight. So, you know, I'm putting weight on myself there, doing that exercise. But if you're also gaining weight, that's going to be even more weight that's added to the bar. Versus if you're doing a cut, you might start gaining a lot of reps quicker on those things because you're losing weight. So if you're doing like a purposeful bulk or cut, you might want to be aware of that in your exercise selection so that you're not thinking, oh, look, I'm getting so much stronger, or I'm getting weaker, when it's because your body weight's affecting those exercises. I mean, you could make the same arguments, I guess, for squats, but with squats, you're not really, it's not going to make a huge difference, especially in the lower half, because you're lifting mostly everything from the waist upward. So, but things where you're supporting your whole body weight with your upper body will probably be affected. That's a good set. Feel it in my lats. Let's update that. Come on. 15 and 10. All right, so like I was saying, I'm not doing the seated incline curls anymore because it's just putting too much strain on my biceps. So I'm gonna be doing just standing barbell curls, or not barbell, bicep curls. And these rear delt flies. And I think I got up to 11, I can't remember if I got 11 or 12, I have to look back. But at the seated incline curls with the 50s, which is pretty good pump, but I moved down to the 40s for these lighter ones. I'm trying not to injure myself. Yeah, I mean, if you want to send progress pictures to me, I can help you out figuring out what body fat percentage you are. If it looks like you're gaining muscle, whatever, just DM me on Instagram and I can help you out there. Unofficial coaching is what I call it. All right, let's get this started. Almost done here. My last 4 sets using Turkesterone on this trial, so that's exciting. I'm kind of excited to start over. I mean, I'm getting tired of the same workout program I've been doing for 6 months. I usually like to vary some exercises or do like an A-B split for push-pull legs and then do push-pull legs again, but it's different exercises on the second round of the week. But, what am I thinking? Push-pull legs, oh yeah. And I was looking forward to being done with this round of working out, but I was talking to one guy during one of these lives and he said he hadn't been taking Turkesterone for a couple months and his strength went up after he quit taking it. And another person was saying they got some aches and stuff in joints and tendons using it like I have. 12, 13, 14. That's my warm-up set there with the 20s. But my theory is that if this Turkesterone does dehydrate you somewhat, that's gonna decrease your performance in the gym. Because, I mean, it's kind of like what you do with bodybuilding. People talk about how it's dangerous to try and be doing PRs and lifting heavy once you've dieted down for a bodybuilding show, because you have a lot less water in you and you can injure something. Which, if you're retaining less water using this, especially if you're already lean, I could see that happening. But he was telling me this guy went from 225 for 8 on bench to doing like sets of 12 now. So if my bench goes up multiple reps over the next month and a half, I'm gonna be saying Turkesterone is definitely not worth your time. Unless it's just helping with appetite and like a diuretic effect for prepping for a show. Otherwise, just work out, push yourself hard. All right, first set, 20 on these. 5. 10. 15. 20. That really starts to burn towards the end there. All right, only 3 sets to go. I'll say I am going to be doing one more workout though. Next week, probably Wednesday, I'll stream using Turkesterone. I'm going to keep taking it over the weekend because I have my blood test on Tuesday, or blood work, and I want to have it in me when I get blood work done to see if there's any negative side effects that I can see from it. And I'm going to do one more strength test of just my leg press, bench press, and rows with the original weight I started with before using Turkesterone. See how many more reps I can get now. And then when I get to the end of my next mesocycle not using it, I'm going to do that test one more time. See if it stayed the same or went up. Oh, I appreciate it. I don't know. I usually want to know how things work, and I like, especially with supplements, anything I'm going to put in my body, like to know. I want metrics I can track versus people saying, yeah, I took Turkesterone and I felt more motivated to go to the gym. And I felt more energy. I'm like, well, maybe you're just more motivated because, I mean, the placebo, you think it's gonna work, but also you spend a lot of money on it. So I'm motivated to work hard because I got this. I could see that, but I'm like, I'm always motivated to work out. Because that's why I lift. Like, no one's forcing me to do it. It's not like, oh, I don't feel like doing this. The only time, I mean, if I'm sick or something's hurting, that's the only time I would say I'm not motivated. Here, I'm gonna accept your request here, then it should let you send stuff. There you go, I just accepted it. But motivation is like cardio. Sometimes I'm not really motivated to do it when I'm tired, but then I remind myself, I want my heart to be healthy, and I'm doing this for my family too, not just for me. Like, I don't have to do any cardio to stay lean. I can just go for walks and burn some calories, but my cholesterol, LDL, was actually pretty high, and I did not like that. I didn't feel anything from it, but I don't like seeing numbers being high out of range. So I started swimming hard again twice a week, and my LDL cholesterol dropped quite significantly, and my HDL went up, so it made it even better. So that's my motivation, is stay alive longer, not for trying to be lean. 4. Tell you what, standing barbell, or I keep saying barbell, dumbbell bicep curls are like one of my least favorite arm exercises. You stand against the wall so I don't start cheating with swinging. That was 15 reps, I felt pretty good. My right bicep is a little bit more sore than my other. Yeah, I'll check out your picture in just a minute. Updating my numbers here. So, I'm actually have a company that is going to be sending me a preacher curl machine probably in the next week or so. It's got different grips. It's a plate loaded one. That's my favorite kind to use at the gym. So I might start liking bicep curls again. And my arms are already pretty big, so it's like I don't feel a need to make them really big, so I don't train them that hard. Because I want everything else to match, not just having big arms. Although big arms, you know, just make you look big in general when you're wearing a t-shirt and fill it out. All right, I'm gonna get this set, and then when I'm resting, I'll check out those pictures. Don't neglect your rear delts. Because when you do a back double bicep, it'll make your shoulders look really big. If you care about symmetry. 5. 10. 30. Ow, that is heavy. That thing is probably the best machine I have for rear delt flies, or that I've used. I mean, it's like a Pec Deck, using those, but I used to do bent over rear delt flies with dumbbells. Then you can cheat on those. You see people like going like this with the weight, and it's like, just get lighter weights. But people don't want to be standing there with 15s because they look weak. And then Cable machines would be my second go-to. You can stand there, pull them out, but even then, it's easy when it gets hard to start bending your arms and going like this. So you're neglecting the extra weight versus keeping your arms straight and going out. And you can kind of almost do the same thing with leaning forward. With this, you're just sitting there and you're pushing those things out. You don't have to grip it much. I kind of put my hands on it like this and just push with the side of my hands. So. These things are brutal on my rear delts. 2 more reps on this workout. All right, I'm gonna check this out real quick. All right, so body fat percentage estimate. I would guess, I mean, just based on the front, since you don't have any pictures of your back or legs, probably, what's your weight? Can you let me know what your weight is? Oh, you said you think 20. Yeah, I was gonna tell you probably like around 19. A lot of it is just in the stomach. Like you can still see the outline of your abs. Once you get into 20 and over, you're probably not gonna see any outline of abs at all. It's just gonna be one big round, but I can see the top of your abs, like along the top 4, the sides, and you have some on the bottom, your stomach sticking out. But the funny thing is, like with the chest too, if you look up one of my videos, I think I have one, it's called something like I Got Fat or something like that, like comparing powerlifting physique to bodybuilding physique. My chest looked smaller when I was like 17 pounds heavier, 18 pounds heavier for my bodybuilding show, because fat fills in everywhere. Same with the arms. Like people say, oh, I'm bulking, my arms got bigger. Well, yeah, fat goes around your arms too. When you lose weight, your arms are gonna get smaller because you're gonna lose fat. But around the chest, like my chest looks way smaller because this starts to come out some and it's more flat with my chest. It doesn't stand out as much versus when I was at like 7%, my chest was like, looked pretty massive comparatively because there's hardly any fat around it. So like, as you lose fat, your muscles start to look bigger because they stand out more from your body because there's less fat around them. So it's pretty crazy once you see that happen. And then you gain weight and you're like, what the heck? I look smaller than I did before, but I'm stronger. Yeah, you are strong. You may even have more muscle, but the more fat you have, the less you see that muscle stand out. But yeah, like 5'8", 172. Like right now, I am, let me think real quick. If you're 20% at 172, that would be 17 pounds of fat times 2. That's 34, about 35 pounds total body fat. So 5% of that, we got 17. Half of that's around, let's call it 9. So basically that would put you like losing around 25 pounds if you were to be like shredded on stage body fat percentage, which would be around 150 pounds, a little less. So I've made comments on people's posts on Reddit about like what your body fat percentage is and whatnot. And they're like, no, that's ridiculous. There's no way that person's 15%. They look more like they're 8 or 9. I'm like, you guys don't have a clue. I'm like, if this person was 8 or 9%, that would mean they'd only have like 6 pounds to lose and be shredded on stage bodybuilding. Like people do not understand how much fat you actually hold on your body before you start to look fat. And like in your picture, you don't look fat. Like you have fat around your abs, and that's the thing. Like as soon as your abs start standing out, all of a sudden everyone thinks you're super lean because you can see them. And some people just have better genetics for where they store fat. Like Matt does fitness. That dude, I've never seen his legs look lean, but his abs are like almost always shredded because he holds a lot of fat in his lower body. was gonna stop at 12, but I decided to keep going. 14. I'm gonna get my next set of these rear delts, and then I'll check out those leg pictures. No, I wouldn't say so. So 165 pounds, that's, let's do some math here so I don't mess it up. That's 7 pounds divided by 172. That's a 4% change in body fat, so that's pretty significant. Some people are naturally leaner, like I've always been pretty lean, which is helpful. You know, if you build muscle, you're still going to stay lean and look bigger. But what am I thinking? Read that again. Oh, deficit. Here, I'm gonna get this, and then I'll talk about the deficit and how to maintain strength. 10. 1. Oh man. All right, only one set left of everything. I'm gonna try to pop my back over here real quick on the bench. So I'll keep talking. So when I dieted for a bodybuilding show a couple of years ago, from my experience with different calorie deficits in the past, I knew that the higher deficit you get, the more likely you are to lose muscle, which results in you getting really weak, really quickly. And for me, if I start going over 500 per day deficit consistently, I'm gonna feel weak. I've tried different cycling of calories where it's like, I'll do like 1,000 calories every other day. It's like I eat at maintenance one day, then 1,000 calorie deficit maintenance. And I can kind of work that around like going out and eating with people and plans and whatnot. So it's not like I'm constantly in a deficit. Like if I'm gonna be home most one day or can control my diet easier, then that'll be the day I do 1,000 calorie deficit, and the next day I eat at maintenance. You're gonna see more weight fluctuations with that than just staying at 500 calories per day. But so when I did the bodybuilding competition, I was like, I'm gonna do 500 calorie deficit. I'm gonna keep it at that. And I started upping towards the end, like the last month, upping like I would make sure I walked extra every day. So that is increasing my calorie deficit, but I ate the same amount of calories. Like they say at 2,500 until the last week and a half when I was getting into peak week, I started dropping it a little bit more and more towards 2,000 a day. But my strength kept going up all the way till about 4 to 5 weeks out. And then at that point, I just switched to trying to maintain my strength the rest of the time until the last week where I started definitely getting weaker. But it was peak week, and then you got to pretty much just maintenance, or not maintenance, but deload workouts. So I would suggest no more than 500 a day. If you get to the point where you're consistently feeling weaker, a lot of people will say, man, I need a bulk, I'm getting weak, it's time to bulk, I've been cutting. I'm like, no, just stop your diet and maintain that. So you go from 172 to 165, you just lost 4% body fat. Up your calories back up to maintenance, add 500 a day. You're probably gonna see your weight go back up a little above that, because if your glycogen and everything's depleted, that's gonna fill back up because you're at maintenance now, and then you're gonna stay at that. So you might be like 1 to 2 pounds heavier because you refilled all those stores that you've been in a deficit, and that's gonna improve your performance as well. And then just stay at that weight for like a month. Like you don't have to bulk, you don't have to, you stop the cut, you just stay where you are. Get used to being that body fat. Bring the calories up and eating kind of normal at a new maintenance level for a month. So maybe you add 400 calories back or something because you've been at 500 and your weight's lower, so it's not gonna take as much. So then you stay at that and just keep working out hard. I mean, if you're not, don't have to be at a certain weight by a certain time, like for a bodybuilding show or powerlifting or something like that, you have to make weight, then it doesn't really matter. Just stop, maintain that, get used to it, feel better. Diet fatigue's gone because you upped your calories to maintenance. Performance increase in the gym, and then go back into a 500 calorie deficit and cut another 6 to 7 pounds over a couple months. And when you get to that, you start feeling weak or tired, then do the same thing, stop it, and then stay at that new level. And at that point, if you're at like 20% now, that's 4% drops. Now you're at 12%, you're gonna look pretty lean. You're gonna see your abs, you're gonna feel good. Like I'm guessing around 11 to 12 right now, and I feel perfectly fine. My hormone levels are fine. Last I checked, at least in February. I'm about to get blood test again next week, so I'm guessing I'll probably still be in the 500s. Low 500s is where I sit for my testosterone level. And I feel fine. I eat what I want. I don't feel like I need to binge on everything. I have good performance in the gym most of the time, unless I'm feeling sick, or I'm traveling and I'm flying like multiple 15-hour flights. You know, normal life stuff. Weight loss stop, yeah. I mean, that happens. And when that happens, just try to maintain the new level, you know? And you'll start feeling a lot better. Okay, I'm gonna do these curls, and then I am gonna look at those leg pictures. But that was a longer explanation than I intended. And these are my last set of curls, so here we go. Alright, felt pretty good. A little bit of tension in my right, not my bicep, but my right, I don't know, I guess bicep tendon down here. That's where it's been hurting. Alright, before I get this last set of rear delts, let's check out your picture. And two, people see the, you know, especially people that are lean, don't realize the lean in the upper body, how much you can hold in your legs and your butt. You can hold a lot of fat there. But you don't normally see that because people aren't looking at their legs, they're not flexing them. But my legs, my quads, even I was like 7% going to the bodybuilding show, you didn't see like crazy cuts in them. Like I probably could have dieted another 3 weeks still. Yeah, dude. Like if 165, I'd say is probably a good healthy 15-16% body fat percentage for you, to where you would probably feel good, have good performance if you maintain that level, get used to being a little bit leaner. It helps too, like with these pictures, you're relaxed in all of them. Like if you flex, you're gonna look totally different. Like look at bodybuilders, look at a bodybuilding stage when they're just standing there relaxed waiting for their turn. Their legs just look like this, just chilled, like nothing. But then you flex them and all of a sudden, oh, there's all the definition. Same with, like I was saying with abs and everything. And they're just chilling and they're like, their stomach's sticking out. But then they suck in and do all this. It's like, okay, all of a sudden you've got abs. So, it's all about how you flex, how you show stuff off, and people aren't always flexing. So when you do post pictures, like flexing in them is gonna help show off, because then you can see like the vascularity and everything that comes out more when you're flexed, when you're warmed up. And like for me, when I'm just chilling inside and I'm not hot or anything, my veins aren't sticking out like crazy, I'm relaxed. I don't look as big as I do right now in a tank top pumped up in the garage. Yeah, sleep is definitely important, especially if you're not sleeping and you're getting up and eating, which people do. So hopefully you're not asleep walk eating because that would make it even harder. All right, here comes the last set. Rear delt flies, drop set. Last set of my Turkesterone trial back day. Shooting for 12 and then dropping the weight and 10 more, so maybe 13 and 10 or 13 and 11 or something like that. Those reps get really difficult really quick towards the end there. Like I get to 10, I feel like I could keep going. 5. Come on, one more. Wow. Rear delts are burning. Yeah, I noticed you're saying legs and glutes get bigger, like I noticed that. My first year training hard, like my legs blew up. I don't know if I took measurements or not to check, but they got big really quick. And it was pretty crazy. Because it's one of those things where, you know, you don't notice a big difference in what your body looks like from day to day because you're used to seeing yourself in the mirror. But then you look at a before and after pic from a year and I was like, whoa, okay, I did make progress. That's pretty wild. Let's see if I have this written down for dimensions. See, 2020. Okay, here. May of 2020, upper leg 20 and a half. A year later, 22. So an inch and a half on both my legs in a year. It's pretty substantial. I mean, an inch and a half. I don't know, something like that. And all my jeans fit a lot tighter now than they used to. Actually, we were shooting a scene for a movie I'm working on in a graveyard. I needed a suit to make it look like I was at a funeral. And I was like, shoot, I don't have a suit. I was about to, I think I went and bought one at one of those like JCPenney or something. I forget the name of the store. It didn't fit great, but I was like, whatever. My parents bought me a custom suit when I was interviewing for my airline job I have. But that's when I was about 25 pounds lighter than I am now. And I put the coat on, I was like, okay, we're just standing there for the scene. So I'm like, I can wear this, it's fine. I put the pants on. I was nervous, like if I squat more than like 30 to 45 degrees, knee flexion, like the pants might actually rip because they were tight. And you know, I had the tie on and my shirt underneath was like pulling to where, you know, the buttons are holding, you can see my skin between it, but the tie was there so you couldn't tell. I mean, it made the suit look good on me because it was really tight, but yeah, we made it work. I took the other suit back because mine eventually it still fit. I thought that my suit was more like gray, but it was like a really dark gray, so it worked out for the scene pretty well. So I'm gonna find a picture of it real quick because it was kind of funny. I think that was back in December. There was like 2 really hot days in December, so called up a bunch of people and we met at a graveyard. But like here, you can see my legs. My pants here are like, come on, focus. The fabric is like stretching around my legs because it was tight. So, you see the shot here. I was just having to kind of chill out and make sure didn't do much. But it worked. That was all we needed, was that one shot, and we got it, so pretty excited about that. We're working on it right now and hoping to finish filming this year, so we'll see how that goes. But that's it for the workout today. That went a little bit longer than I planned, but I'm glad I was able to help you out, Jay. Yeah, I hear you. That's why if you're, you don't necessarily have to bulk. All you gotta do is stop your cut, be where you are. Your calories are gonna automatically have to come up to maintain. You're gonna replenish your glycogen stores, all that stuff. You're gonna have better performance. Just maintain that for like a month. Then go back into it if you want. That's all I got. Thanks for tuning in. Got another video probably coming out in the next couple of days, and then I'll be live again on Wednesday. Probably Wednesday, possibly Thursday, but I think Wednesday. Oh, I got something on Rumble here. They're called Versa Grips Extreme. Hurt your shoulder? Yeah, especially with injuries, like I would still go to the gym and work out everything else. Find an exercise you can do that doesn't hurt your shoulder. Like I was having some shoulder issues bench pressing last year, and I was getting kind of frustrated because I was going into a powerlifting competition. So I just kept training everything else the same, and I would go, before I got this machine, I go to a gym and just did pec flies, like 8 to 10 sets for my chest day, because it didn't hurt my shoulder at all. So I was still stimulating the chest. My bench got weaker, but once I got back into it, it came right back up because I didn't lose muscle. I was still working it. Hey, Quest with Jack. I'll look out for me posting again live on Wednesday. I'll probably be doing another workout then that I'll be streaming. Can answer y'all's questions there. And yeah, I'll see y'all soon.